won't know unless you tell me.
Right here in the Gazette at the bottom of the personal column.
Yes, dear.
It's an announcement.
Well, that's nice.
No, you don't understand.
I know I don't.
It says, oh yeah, I can't bear to read it.
But you will.
Yes. A murder is announced and will take place on Friday, October the 13th at Little Paddocks at 6:30 p.m. Friends, please accept this, the only intimation.
Are you sure that's what it says?
Right at the bottom of the personal column.
This house, Little Paddocks?
Yes.
Read it again, Bunny.
A murder is announced that will take place.
Oh, here, Mrs. Swettenham and her son, Edmund Swettenham. Thank you, you're welcome. Why are you laughing at me?
It wasn't you, it was something else, wasn't it?
You keep out of my kitchen. That's it. This way, please. Mara, Edmund, how nice of you to call.
We were just passing that.
Really?
That's right, isn't it, Edmund?
Yes, Mother, that's right.
We were in the car, and I said to Edmund, he drives much too fast, you know. Oh, look, we're just passing Little Paddocks. Letty will never forgive me if we don't drop in and say hello. And then Edmund said, what was it you said?
What a good idea.
And I said, yes, isn't it? So here we are.
Oh, it was so nice of you to think of us. Do sit down. Isn't it funny?
Is it what, Letty?
Clara and Edmund were just passing and decided to drop in and see how we were.
Oh, but this morning you said they'd be bound to call in, bursting with curiosity, you said. Oh, but the announcement in the Gazette. You did see, didn't you, Clara?
I didn't know. Was it
Right at the bottom of the personal column.
Oh, yes, I may have noticed it.
Julia said you'd be here too. Wild horses wouldn't keep you away, she said.
Well, anyway, now that you are here...
Totally unexpected.
Patrick! Let's all have a drink.
Well, Philippa, you look rather busy this morning.
Things got even more hectic after you left. I see. You two have been having secret meetings, eh? Hatching something. There was nothing secret about it, and we're not hatching anything.
No, by no means. See, I had to call on Dave's Hall with some honey for Mrs. Lucas.
That's your story. Julia. Yes, darling. I should be careful. Otherwise, a few things might come out that the rest of us would consider most peculiar.
Drinks, everyone. Cheers. Oh, I've laced yours with a dash of cyanide.
Well, you can only die once. Cheers.
Letty,
Yes.
when will this murder take place?
6:30.
Oh, are you the murderer?
Really? Well, of course not.
You seem to know all about it.
Well, it was in the Gazette, wasn't it?
I wouldn't be surprised if everyone at Chipping Cleghorn saw it this morning.
Yes, indeed.
Well, it's nearly 6:30. If it's going to happen at all, it'll be animal.
Come on, you ran up, Doc. Put the back on.
I said get your hands up! If you want to get out of this alive, do as you're told! You high above your head! You away from the door! Go! Now!
I can't see. Have you got those matches, Edmund?
Flash, that was the last one.
Someone turned the lights on.
They must be fused. Where's the fuse box? In the hall, I've got. Oh!
What
What the hell?
What is it?
Stay calm, I'll turn the lights back on.
Letty! Letty!
It's all right, Paddocks. Stay calm.
I'm frightened.
There's no need.
Oh, good God, he's unconscious!
Yes, someone seems to have locked her in the dining room.
Why was that?
I've no idea.
Hadn't we better let her out? I'll do it.
Well, there might be another. I'll do it in a moment.
Are you feeling better, Letty?
Thank you.
What happened?
Letty's been shot at.
By this man?
Of course. Is he coming round?
No.
I wonder who he is.
I know who he is. His name is Rudy Schertz, and he's dead.
Oh.
Mr. Swettenham,
Yes?
the light fell on you next.
I was totally dazzled. I couldn't see anything. I could just hear that voice, frightening, guttural.
You have not all that long returned to this country, is that right?
Yes, my husband was in the diplomatic service. He died abroad. Naturally, I returned here with Edmund.
Where were you? Abroad, that is.
Why? Turin. My husband was with the trade delegation, but I don't see what my personal life has to do with this.
If my knowledge of geography hasn't completely deserted me, Turin is not all that far from the Swiss border, is it?
No.
Thank you.
Just what are you insinuating?
The light fell on you next, didn't it?
Yes, yes it did.
Thank you very much.
Aren't you going to ask me any more questions?
Not right now.
Inspector, that's praise indeed. Tell me, do you think it's possible that Rudy Schertz had an accomplice?
Miss Marple,
Yes.
would you like my job?
Yes. But I'd never make a policeman.
Oh, you think not?
I'm not tall enough. I started on that little charade in the hope that it might have to prove my theory that Rudy Schertz came here to murder Miss Blacklock.
I have been trying to convince her of the same thing. Perhaps now you will believe it is not the ranting of a hysterical old copper. Someone is waiting to murder you, and it could happen at any time now.
Just because Miss Marple agrees with you doesn't mean to say all right.
I am trying to save your life.
I believe that too, Miss Blacklock.
Somewhere there is a reason, and you know it. It may be buried deep in your mind. We have to bring it out.
There's no reason, I'm sure.
Please think.
But I understand that one day you could inherit millions.
Miss Marple?
Miss Bunner was telling me about it while we were having coffee in the Bluebird Coffee House.
Trust Bunny, I shall have to do something about her.
Why? Have you been holding something back from me?
It's nothing. It has nothing to do with this case or you. In fact, it's most unlikely to happen.
Do I have to ask Miss Marple or Miss Bunner for the details?
Miss Marple is referring to Randall Gabler's will.
Randall Gabler?
He was a financier inspector, very flamboyant, hailed as a genius in the city.
He was. I was his personal secretary for nearly 20 years. He made millions.
But without you, it might never have happened.
You seem very well informed, Miss Marple. Why don't you tell the inspector?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be
Oh,
rude.
no, I'm sorry. But you know that Bunny muddles things. You may have got a strange version of the truth.
What is the truth?
I loaned Randall Gabler some money in his early days. Everything I had. He was up against it, a step from losing all he'd worked for. He didn't. I more or less became a junior partner. When he died, he left a fortune.
To whom?
His wife, Belle, in trust for her during her lifetime. When she dies, it comes to me.
Well, good holy heavens! And you think this has nothing to do with the shooting?
How can it, Inspector? Rudy Schertz hardly knew me, let alone Randall Gabler.
What a magnificent tale! I excel myself this time. This time I put a special secret ingredient in. Give it that extra bit of flavor. Make it more than perfect.
Have you noticed the candle, Bunny?
Yes.
Only one?
Of course, there isn't room for all 21 candles, is there?
You've got to blow out the candle, Bunny.
Hi.
You hurry up and cut it, Bunny. Yes, we're all dying to try it.
Who's first?
Oh, you are. You're the birthday person. You must eat the first slice.
Oh, come on, Bunny, I'll cut the rest. Don't forget to make a wish. Yes. A small one for me.
you wishing, Bunny?
I'm going to tell it. It won't come true.
If I were you, I'd wish him dead.
Oh, if you weren't my sister.
But I am.
Someone bring her back. It's the excitement.
Someone get some brandy. Surely we should call the doctor, eh? Yeah, call him on Letty. What's the number? 58.
I'm afraid it's too late.
There's no need.
Delicious death.
When I first saw what happened on Friday, I not do that.
Oh, we all know what a little liar.
Please.
I am in the dining room, like I say, when I hear the gun go off. I looked through the keyhole, and in the little moonlight I could see Miss Blacklock.
That's absurd. She couldn't possibly have seen Miss Blacklock.
Oh, go on, Mr. Swettenham. Why couldn't she have seen Miss Blacklock? It was because she saw you, wasn't it?
Edmund, it's not possible.
If Miss Blacklock died before Belle Gabler, two people stand to benefit. Emma Stamford.
You think I did? It's too fantastic for words.
Who told you about Pip, Mr. Swettenham? I certainly didn't, and neither did anyone else in this room.
You're wrong, Inspector. I've told him. He isn't Pip. I am. You wrongfully assumed Pip was a boy. Emma, you knew the truth. Why didn't you say so?
Because I suspected who you were. The inspector was right. I was holding back out of family loyalty. I didn't want to give you away. Philippa, you of all people.
I'm sorry, Letty, but when my mother died, I was desperate for money. Those had gone years ago. She told me about the will, and I discovered for myself that Van Gabler was seriously ill.
You had gone to a lot of trouble.
It was important to me. I wanted security, not for me, for my son, so I came here.
I was prepared to help both of you.
Yes, well, that was part of my plan, to get into your good books.
And it worked, didn't it?
But I grew fond of you.
I even changed my will in your favor.
That scared me stiff. You said there was a very good reason for doing it. I thought that you found out who I really was, that you were trying to warn me off from getting my uncle's money. So, there it is. I am Pip, and I'm glad you know.
You two have been spending a lot of time with each other, haven't you?
Well, there's no need to suspect Edmund anymore, Inspector.
Isn't there? Mr. Swettenham is a struggling young writer, not yet published, who would very much like to marry a rich woman.
That's not true.
You are in debt up to your eyeballs.
Nonsense.
And I can prove it. The bank, the book bank.
Does that make me
That can't be right, not
A
Edmund.
rich wife would have solved all your problems, wouldn't you, Mr. Swettenham? But in order for her to be rich, Miss Blacklock would have to die first. And you did something about that.
Edmund, no, you couldn't.
Shall we start with your meeting with Rudy Sherricks in Turin, Mr. Swettenham?
Oh, wait!
Inspector, you won't get far. You'll need to see your solicitor as soon as possible, Mrs. Swettenham.